everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my podcast. If by chance you are listening on Apple Podcast, by the way, really quickly, I do want to say it will be available on other platforms such as Spotify. It's just taking a little bit longer to upload than Apple did. So you can expect those in the next week. I will let you know on the Cheeky Couch Instagram when they're available on all platforms. This is my second Cheeky Couch episode. I am so excited. And can I just say, so grateful. I was blown away by your guys' comments in response to my first episode. You really just have no idea how much I was really nervous to do this. I was nervous to branch out. So it was just, it was such a weight lifted once I got it up there and saw that you guys really enjoyed it. It just made my life. So thank you for that. Today is Saturday, and Saturday we will be doing our Real Housewives of New Jersey rewatch episodes. Saturdays are dedicated to Real Housewives of New Jersey, and Sundays are dedicated to Real Housewives of OC. I'm going to do 2 housewife episodes per Cheeky Couch episode, and I'm hoping that's going to get us through them quick enough so we can cover all the franchises and just get to like current day and figure out other fun things to do. By the way, if you are watching at home but you would rather listen, you can search Cheeky Couch on Apple Podcasts, and it is up there right now as we speak. I hope you guys enjoy that, and I would really appreciate any little ratings that you feel I deserve. I would be very, very grateful. Yeah, let's get started. So I have some Jersey Rosé. I mix it with seltzer because I like more of like a spritz. I get like wine headaches, so I like to have a little spritzer. Without further ado, you guys, let's get started. Okay, The Real Housewives of New Jersey originally aired May 12th of 2009. 2009. Honestly, I love that because we can see a lot of old-fashioned scents, some interesting house decor choices. It's a trip. It's a trip for sure, and it's fun. What also makes Jersey Housewives so interesting to me is it's really actually family-oriented. Unlike the other housewife franchises, Jersey really is all families. We have sisters, we have brothers, we have sister-in-laws, we have cousins. They're pretty much all related in some way, except for a few outsider characters that are kind of really treated as like the villain of the show. Right at the beginning of the episode, we have Caroline Manzo, the self-appointed matriarch of the family. We have her infamous quote. She says, "Let me tell you about my family. We are as thick as thieves, and we will protect each other till the end." And that is definitely the theme of season 1 and most of the seasons, honestly. And then we just see this collage of really explosive moments that we're going to see throughout the season, mostly at the finale. We have Teresa's famous, infamous, notorious table flip moment. Oh my god, I love it. I love every moment of Jersey Housewives. It's so good, you guys. Then we get into the cast introductions. We first start with Dina Manzo. Dina is the sister of Caroline Manzo. They also married a set of brothers, which I don't know. Okay, sure, I guess there's technically nothing wrong with it. Still a little weird. Dina's tagline is, "If you think I'm a bitch, bring it on," which I find interesting because I think Dina kind of hides in the back and lets everyone fight her fights for her, but I digress. Next, we have Teresa Giudice, or Giudice, whatever, sometimes she swaps pronunciations. Teresa says people make fun of Jersey girls, but she thinks they're just jealous, and I agree. Next, we have Caroline Manzo, again, the matriarch of the show, Dina's sister and sister-in-law. Insane. She says, "If you're messing with my family, you're messing with me." She takes that to heart. It's no joke. Then we have Jacqueline. Jacqueline is actually married to Dina and Caroline's brother, so she's their sister-in-law as well. She says, "Everyone likes to have nice things, but she doesn't like to brag about it." And I agree. I think Jacqueline's pretty humble, though she gets on my nerves. I'll tell you why. Then we have, oh my gosh, angel of my life, Danielle Staub, the appointed villain of the show. She says, "You either hate me or you love me. There's no in-between with me." She's absolutely correct, and I will say the majority hate her. I think she's amazing. And that's the cast. There are, of course, secondary cast members. We have the family and the kids and things like that. They all live in the affluent town of Franklin Lakes. It is a gorgeous little town. It's about 2 hours away from me. They're actually more on the outskirts of New York, like right outside New York. They're bridge and tunnel people. They drive into the city a lot, and it is a very wealthy area. They're not kidding around. We officially start the episode with Teresa. She's driving around in her cute little car, talking about how she was the ultimate Jersey girl growing up. Big hair, big nails, all that. She's going shopping with Caroline and Dina, and this is where, like, the most annoying word to me ever crossed my ears, and I've hated it ever since. All they're doing is shopping bikinis and talking about her breasts, referring to them as boobies, and it makes me, I hate it. Boobies, you need boobies. Get boobies. I don't have boobies. Like, oh my god, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Just say boobs or something. Just say tatas. Just say breasts. Ah, boobs is fine. The booby like makes me want to gag. I hate it so much. But Teresa looks amazing. She has 3 daughters, okay? That body, oh my god. I have not had one child and I don't look like that, okay? We then see Teresa with her 3 adorable daughters. Oh my gosh, they are so cute. And they are heading over to visit their dad at work. He works at a stone and stucco type of business. I believe he owns his own business. And I believe he has a partner because things kind of go south, as I'm sure you know. And this is really interesting. Her husband's name is Joe. And let me tell you, you will never see him this happy or sober ever again. And I don't like to laugh or make fun of alcoholism. I have it in my family a lot, and it's hard. It's hard on everybody. It's a disease. So I don't like to make jokes about it, but just know you'll never see him this clean and happy looking ever again. It really, this show, I don't know if the show derails his life or obviously all his mistakes caught up with him. But especially like season 4, you will see him at his absolute worst. And it just keeps going down from there. It's kind of unbelievable. But here they're really cute and they're really flirty. They're really jokey. You know, Joe's joking about hide the checkbooks. Teresa's here because she likes to spend a lot. And you'll see that in the show. She is the big spender of the show, which is interesting because they're probably struggling the most and we just weren't aware of it at the time. We then get a quick shot of the home that her and Joe are building and it is insane. It's huge. I don't know. I've never been around a house that big, so I don't have words to describe it, okay? It is big. It is gauche. It is gaudy. It is Teresa. That's all you can say. It is Teresa, okay? Then her and Jacqueline are going furniture shopping. You guys, oh my gosh. First of all, she says she wants a French chateau look. I don't think this is very French chateau. This is very old school Italian furniture. I have a lot of friends' parents whose homes still look like this. They are still furnished in the exact same way. You will see this furniture in almost every older Jersey home out here. It takes a lot of people. It takes people a long time to kind of modernize it sometimes. They love this old, dark furniture with these, you know, very ugly. It's just ugly. It's awful. I hate it, but whatever. Teresa spends $120,000, over $120,000, on like a few couches, an armoire, and maybe, I don't know, a bed or 2. I'm pretty sure she said it was essentially for one room, and I think she got some dining chairs and couches. It wasn't to furnish that entire. How do you furnish a house that much? Well, I'll tell you, you go into severe debt. Like, to fully furnish that house, oh my gosh, if you don't have the money, yikes. She spends over $120,000, and then she says, I heard the economy is crashing, so I pay in cash. In just knowing what's coming, I just want to stop her here and be like, don't do anything more. Just stop. Oy, but we're along for the journey. Then we get to see her house from the inside. It's mid-construction. It is, like I said, gaudy, gauche. I don't see the French elements she keeps referencing, but I've never been to France. Maybe I just don't get the vision. If I have any French watchers watching, please let me know if that is a French chateau vibe. It looks Italian to me. It does not look very French chateau. And maybe even a little Greek. It doesn't look very French to me. One thing that concerns me, and I get that, like, you can't have carpet everywhere, but she has such young daughters to be running around on that hard floor, and, you know, they're bouncing all the time. Just worried about them bumping their little noggins on the ground. It scares me. Everything's marble, everything's granite, you know, everything is intense. Teresa then makes this comment that I would love to say is tone deaf, but it's so much worse than that, so I can't quite think of the word for it. Rude. She says she could not live in other people's houses. Like, she didn't want to go house shopping because she skeeves it. Not skeeves. She says skeeves it. She says living in other people's houses is gross. So if only she knew what the future had in store for her at this point, I think she would find other people's houses a little less icky. Then we move on to Dina. She opens with the fact that she thinks people in town consider her a gold digger, or that's the impression that they have. She married into wealth. Like I said, she married Caroline Manzo's husband's brother, and we'll get to why they have so much money in a little bit. But she says she was driving expensive cars around town, and people have like bad impressions of her, and then she married him, and so people all of a sudden want to be her friend. Then she's touring houses with her sister Caroline Manzo. She said her and her husband are interested in looking for a new house. Fun fact about Dina really quickly, if you guys were VH1 watchers, Dina married Tommy and they had an episode of My Big Fat Fabulous Wedding, I think it was called, and their wedding was about $1 million. So like, hello. That's like, oh my God, I can't imagine spending $1 million in a few hours. I mean, some people spend it in minutes when they buy like a car or something. I don't know. Or like, oh my God, I just cannot imagine. Can you imagine that life? Ugh. Dina also says it was really hard for her to kind of break into society as a divorcee, as a single mom. I wonder how much of that is true. I would have to imagine in these wealthier towns, there has to be a good amount of divorce. There just has to be. We then see her talking to her daughter, Lexi. Lexi is adorable, and she has a funny little mouth on her. I don't judge what the kids say. They're just kids, you know. Thank God I didn't have cameras following me around as I was a kid because I was a little shithead. I'm not kidding. I was the worst. I'm very aware of how bad I was, and I am so grateful no one was filming me talking as I was younger. I mean, I regret things I said 6 months ago on YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? So this mouth of mine gets me in trouble. So Dina's talking about she wants Lexi to start helping out around the house. It doesn't seem like Lexi probably contributes too much. She doesn't know how to make her own bed. Dina also says she wants to get a nanny, and Lexi makes some not funny. Lexi has some choice comments about that too. Again, I don't hold anything against her because she's just a kid. You know, kids reference things that they've seen in movies or read in books, and so though it may sound cross to an adult, for example, she says, like, will they wear little outfits and, you know, call me this or that? You know, they don't have a huge frame of reference, so no big deal. And then finally we get to Miss Caroline Manzo. Manzo considers herself a throwback. She thinks she has kind of an old school way about her. She likes to be a housewife. She likes to just tend to her kids, to her home, to her husband, and that's her way of life, and that's what she likes to do. She thinks she's one of the last, like, original old school way of thinking housewives. But Caroline Manzo definitely considers herself, like I said, the matriarch of the show. She's kind of the mom of everybody, and she kind of thinks she knows what's best all the time. Now, Caroline's husband, as well as his brother, own and work at the Brownstone. The Brownstone is this really, really fancy, luxurious banquet center. They have weddings there. They have like all those types of big life events, and we'll see a number of them in the whole series. A lot of people have their personal events at the Brownstone. It is a beautiful manor. We actually went there once for a wedding. It is really, really nice. A little outdated, but it's really nice. I don't know if they've modernized it lately. Hopefully. It's a little traditional looking. Her son, Christopher, which I'm embarrassed to say, when I was younger, in like 2009, obviously, and I think I was graduating in 2009 from high school. I had such a crush on Christopher Manzo, which is funny because he's kind of the short little schmucky guy of the two brothers. There's Albie, who is going to law school. He's tall. He's really handsome. I liked Christopher. He was short, stocky, a little funny, and he wanted to open a garage. He wanted to open a car wash, half car wash, like half strip club. Like, he wanted to be the face of a car wash strip club joint. And I don't know, I really admired him for that. I thought it was a great idea. Oh, he's so funny. I love him. And then we see Lauren. Lauren is her daughter. I adore Lauren. I see a lot of myself in her. She struggles with her weight, which I have my entire life, and she loves makeup. She loves beauty. Right now, she works at the Brownstone. She's kind of like the bride's bitch. She runs around doing whatever they need, like making sure they're in the place where they need to go. I think I would be so good at that job. But she's also interested in beauty and makeup, and she does actually end up going to MUD. We'll see that, which is a wonderful makeup school in New York City. And then she has a whole career of makeup, and I think she still does it today, which I think is really, really cool. Side note, okay, so they're all in the Brownstone, like, office Caroline, Dina, Albie, they're all talking, and I noticed that Dina is eating a plate of food, and there's also a wedding going on at the same time. I do wonder, like, and I have never worked in catering or banquets. Maybe they make extra, like, I wonder, is that, like, part of that wedding party's food? Or is it leftovers that she's eating, maybe from, like, the night before? These are the things that, like, I wonder when I'm watching shows. That's why I wanted to do Cheeky Couch. I'm like, where did that food come from? It's obviously, like, in a fancy china bowl, like, probably used for the wedding. I wonder, like, did that come from the wedding's food that night? Did they have a little extra that they're all just kind of snacking on? I don't know. The mind wonders, okay? Next, we meet Miss Jacqueline. Jacqueline is really, really sweet. By the way, sometimes people in the show call her Jacqueline. Sometimes it's pronounced Jacqueline. The spelling is Jacqueline, but I've heard a number of people call her Jacqueline. So if I get it wrong, I'm not sure what she prefers. It seems like even on the show, they call her like two different things. She's actually a Vegas girl. She's a fellow New Jersey transplant, much like myself. Though I think I've officially lived in New Jersey longer than I lived in South Dakota. So I consider myself a full-blown Jersey girl these days. And Jacqueline is a divorcee. She has a daughter, Ashley, from a previous marriage, and she has a son, CJ, with her current husband. Her current husband is Caroline and Dina's brother, okay? So she's Caroline and Dina's sister-in-law. You see the whole family vibe? And the families even expand even farther into season 2, season 3, season 4. It's like they introduce cousins and brothers, and oh my gosh, it gets crazy. Jacqueline is having a little birthday party for her son, CJ. Caroline and Dina are there, and they're kind of going on and on how sweet she is. She has a big heart. She's the type that wants to save people and rescue people, and she kind of takes on these little projects. They are hinting at Danielle, and we see Danielle creeping up in the little group of girls, and instantly Dina and Caroline tighten up. They don't like it. Okay? Their hair's sticking up a bit. They're getting a little feisty. They're not saying anything, but you can just see they're not very comfortable with her being there. And Jacqueline really wants to bring Danielle into the group. But the family is like, no new friends. Thanks. Family first. La-di-da-di-da. I mean, blood is thicker than water. That's the name of the episode. So you can kind of get the general theme here. Then we meet Jacqueline's daughter, Ashley. Again, Ashley is from a previous marriage. I love Ashley. Ashley, I think, gets the worst rap on this show. And we will get into that. We will see it. They have a very rocky road ahead of them, both Jacqueline and Ashley together. Their relationship is kind of really tough. And I really sympathize for Ashley for certain reasons. Some people absolutely cannot stand Ashley. I see a different side of her because I can really relate to her. We'll get there though, but you can tell with Jacqueline having her so young, it almost seems like they have more of a sister relationship than they do a mother and daughter. And I think sometimes that bites Jacqueline in the ass a little bit. Then we are getting into my queen, Danielle Staub. I love her. I don't care what you say. I love her. I love villain energy, okay? I do. We need them. It makes things fun and spicy. I've been a villain once or twice, I'm sure. So Danielle, by the way, 45 years old and looking like a snack. She is marching around her personal pool in these giant high heels and this itty bitty bikini. She's sunbathing. She is just knowing she's looking hot, and I love it. Danielle tells us a little bit about her history. She was a model for Ford Models, and you can tell, I mean, look at that beautiful face. She is stunning. She then lets us know she's been engaged 19 times. That will come back up eventually in a big way in the finale. And Danielle was married to a really, really, really wealthy guy. He's the father of her children. It's why she kind of still has the nice house today. If she was on her own, I don't know that she'd be able to afford living there. And I actually think that the upkeep of the house is a little too much for her as is. That comes up later in the season as well. And she's really looking for a new partner, someone who can kind of provide her the life that she's used to. She talks about how private planes, she was just living the ultimate luxurious lifestyle. She was the first one in New Jersey to have a black card. She says she got it before Madonna. Who knows if that's true? I can't really, fact check that. But it's clear that she probably was used to a very, very nice lifestyle. She's then talking to her two daughters, Jillian and Christine, which, by the way, they take after their mother. They are so beautiful. I do believe Christine does some modeling eventually, and oh my gosh, she looks amazing. But I don't think she follows it all the way through to to this day. I don't know if she's a yogi or she's a dance instructor. She does something really cool and kind of in the artsy vibe, if I'm not mistaken. She's talking to them about her dating again. She wants them to be comfortable with whoever she's dating, which I really have sympathy for single moms in that aspect. I mean, in a lot, but especially it can't be easy to introduce your kids to a new, person who you're dating when they love their dad. I've been through it myself as a kid. When my parents divorced, I know it's difficult. And then Jacqueline is pulling up for a little swim date. They seem like good, fast friends, They have a natural chemistry, the way they talk. Her son CJ is probably around the same age as Danielle's children, so they get to have fun and they're just vibing, they're snacking, they're just sitting there having a good conversation. And this part always really makes me sad for Danielle, knowing how much the family really doesn't want her around. Yes, she possibly has a questionable past and things get a little hairy for sure. But here, all I see is a mother who has a past like we all do. Maybe not as intense as Danielle's, but here she's just a mom. She has 2 great daughters. They go to school. She takes care of them. She has a clean house. I'm sure that it's fine. You know what I mean? I'm saying too much. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I just love to see them kind of gal palling here, and they have such good chemistry together. Then we have Dina and their daughter. They're playing tennis, which is so funny because I relate to this a lot. When I moved, there is no tennis in South Dakota. At least when I was there, there was never a tennis court in sight, okay? And when I moved here, everyone played tennis. Everyone, mind you, my mom moved us out here on her own. She was really just starting off in her career. She's doing amazing now, but we had a really hard time moving out here. It was strictly to give myself and my sister and brother a better life. She really is a rock star for it. But everyone would ask, what tennis club are you at? And even my husband, he's been in tennis clubs his whole life. Even today, he plays at a tennis pro level. He has opportunities because of how great he is at tennis, in coaching and helping people play. And it's just such a different, it's crazy. Tennis rules out here in New Jersey. It's unbelievable. And I'm sure in other places too. It just looks like such a contrast from where I came from. So I really relate to Dina here where, you really notice the wealth by what sports people play. What golf club do you go to? What tennis club do you go to? It's insane if you're not from it. Then we have Teresa and her 3 girls who are cute as buttons. I love them. I'm obsessed with them. They are so feisty and sassy. They are very Teresa. It's so funny because Teresa will say, she's taking pictures of all of them lined up and she'll say, do fabulous, do fabulous. And you see them all go they all have this fabulous pose. So she just says, do fabulous. And they go it's unbelievable. Gia is getting ready for her dance competition. And fun fact, if you guys are Dance Moms fans like I am, I have I own every season of Dance Moms and I love Dance Moms. It's the show that I throw up when I'm editing my videos all night long. Throw on a season of Dance Moms and I'm good to go till 5 a.m. But Gia actually can be seen in the background of some Dance Moms episodes. Because of course, it's all the East Coast, so they would go to the same competitions. And it's so funny. I'll try and find a screenshot if I can of Gia being in the back. I'm sure there's one on the Reddit page of Gia being in the back of one of the Dance Mom scenes because you see her just walking around the competition sometimes. It's so funny. That is the crossover that I never truly got. You know what I mean? I would have killed to see Gia on Dance Moms and Teresa going head to head with Abby Lee. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, we missed out. We missed out. It'll never happen again. That would have been a dream come true. Teresa also is going on and on about how she doesn't want to be a stage mom, but you can see that she's really giddy and really excited to be a stage mom. She's in the audience doing all of Gia's dance with her at the exact same beat. She knows every single move of Gia's dance. And then she's getting Gia into modeling, into acting classes. Teresa is very excited to be a stage mom. I don't care what she says. Now we're getting back to Danielle's house. Jacqueline's there. She's there to help her get ready and pick out an outfit. She's got a date with someone that she's been talking to mostly online for 2 years. His name is Gucci Model. And Danielle's name is Danielle 007. They're clearly screen names. They're AIM buddies. Do you remember that? Or like MSN Messenger? Who knows what was going on back then? Actually, I believe she does say she found him on like Wealthy Husband Finder or some type of like rich man website, which, hello, we know what's really on there. There's not a bunch of rich men just sitting on there waiting to find women to marry. Like, that's just not what's going down. And she does say she has been phone sexing with him, which is fun. Interesting choice, but I don't think she's ever actually seen him. I don't think she knows his real name. She's only seen his member. If it's really his, we don't know. And they have partook in some phone sex, if you will. But she said that was wonderful. So here's hoping this is the one. Of course, not very likely, but a girl can dream. Then Teresa shows up, just, chatting. I find it interesting that, I mean, you can really tell from it being the year 2009. I'm sure there was some dating websites by then, but you can tell that it's not the app world right now, right? With all the dating apps and things. Like, I feel like that's almost exclusively how people meet these days. I can't tell you how many weddings I've been to where they met on the apps, and they have great weddings, great marriages. But it's interesting, right? I feel like it's more rare to meet someone organically these days than it is the apps. And it's hilarious because Teresa and Jacqueline are terrified that she'd be talking to someone on the internet, and now that's kind of how it happens. Though I'm sure the dating apps are a little, well, I was going to say they're a little safer, but I don't even know if that's true. Not to scare anyone, just don't ever meet anyone alone. Which brings me to the next part of this episode. Danielle is going to meet him for drinks or dinner, and Jacqueline and Teresa secretly follow behind her because they're going to spy on her at the restaurant. Teresa even brings binoculars. I don't know how big this restaurant even is to where she would need binoculars, but they have them. So Danielle gets to the restaurant. She asks, has anyone been here looking for a Danielle? She asks the bartender this, and he's like, oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Like, whatever. So she's just waiting for her date to show up. Danielle's chatting with some girls next to her, letting them know she's waiting for a date. And it looks like he's not coming, which my heart kind of breaks for her here. I mean, you were just phone sexing with a guy. I highly doubt that means it's a real decent dude who's excited for a date. I mean, that's a little awkward. I don't know how I would do that and then have a date after. It would kind of probably have to be the opposite for me. I'd have to be more comfortable, and I'd be embarrassed meeting them after I did phone sex and I had never seen them before. I'd be a little embarrassed personally. So it's now 9 o'clock. She was supposed to meet him at 7:30. He's clearly a no-show. He's not coming. She leaves him the nastiest voicemail. Also kind of the funniest, but one of the worst voicemails I've ever heard. It's not funny. I don't like death wishes. That doesn't make me laugh. But the intensity of the voicemail kind of made me laugh a little bit. I can't lie to you. Danielle says, hey, listen, scumbag. You are a piece of shit to stand up somebody like me. She also says he's probably a fat banker, which, I mean, I don't see a problem with. Bankers are successful. And I like a little something to grab onto also. She says, you probably walked in and saw how hot I am and thought I could never be with that, and you're right. And then she follows it up with, have a good life, or DIE, I don't care. Oh my God! Oh my God! The balls on that woman. Don't leave men voicemails like that. You gotta be safe. You gotta be safe. It's funny in hindsight because she's okay, but don't leave that on a man's voicemail. Like when you're, oh my God. People are scary out there. So just turn the other cheek, take the high road, block them, never talk to them again, okay? But then what was so sweet, of course, Teresa and Jacqueline were there spying the entire time. So then they go and surprise her, and she's all excited, and it's nice because she's not just there alone sad. She has her girls there, and they just, schmooze, kiss, drink, have a fun time. Now we're back at Caroline Manzo's house. Everyone's getting ready for Everyone's getting ready for Albie's graduation party. He's graduating from whatever school. He's going into law school. So, congratulations to him. Everyone's ready to party it up at the Brownstone. Now we have a talking head of Caroline Manzo saying, basically she's the total boy mom. She's super protective of her sons. She says she's really hard on the girls that come into their lives. Oh my gosh, that is my biggest fear. Thank God I'm married and I love my mother-in-law, because mother-in-law problems, and it wasn't actually always an easy road and we're still navigating, but marrying mama boys, oh my gosh, my biggest nightmare. I hate that. I hate that culture almost. I do wish, I understand being protective, of course, but there's like almost, it almost feels to me like they almost make these girls work hard to get through the family, like a bunch of tests, they put them through the ringer. It feels like a really, like a bad college initiation. You know what I mean? It feels a little college initiation bad type of thing. Like you gotta fight the entire group to get into the family just to marry her son. I would not want to marry a manzo boy. Oh my gosh. So the next day, Dina is going to the salon. She's gonna get her hair done, makeup done, nails done, because it's girls' night. She says everyone meets at the chateau. The chateau plays a really big part in Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're going to see the chateau a lot over the years. So everyone's here to get ready, which, by the way, I can't imagine sitting there for like 4 or 5 hours getting my hair, nails, and makeup done just for a girls' night out. Like, my girls can suck it. I'm just coming as how I woke up. I'll throw on a little makeup. I might blow out my hair. That's it. That's like the most you're going to get from me. But yeah, this is the hub. This is where everyone kind of hangs out, meets up, and gets ready. So Jacqueline pulls up to, I guess, go and say hi to everyone because her hair's already done. I'm confused on why she's clearly back at the chateau. It's obvious that she was already there today because she's got these beautiful bouncy curls. And though she actually is a cosmetologist, so she could have done it alone, but I don't think she does. I think once you have money, you stop doing everything by yourself. So she's clearly there for the second time today. And Danielle is waiting outside the salon and her feelings are hurt. She was not invited to girls' night, which really does hurt feelings. Of course, if it's not like your main group of girls, why would you be invited? You know what I mean? But I get being left out. That's no fun for anybody. So Danielle's just kind of, complaining about that a bit, saying she's a little upset, a little emotional, might be getting her period soon, so like NBD. They decide to go in to say hi to everyone, and Dina just, again, hair sticks up, claws come out, she hates it. She does not want Danielle anywhere near her, which is so interesting because we barely see them interact yet. Like, we have barely, I don't even know if we've seen them speak to each other yet. I don't think we have. She, really does not like Danielle, and Danielle's trying. She's trying so hard to get into this group, and they are not having it. So once Danielle clearly realizes the invite is not coming to go out, she dips, naturally, because that's effing awkward. Okay, finally, hair's done, makeup's done, everyone is done, ready to get to the city. Like I said, they're very bridge and tunnel people, so they hop in the car and they bounce up to New York City for a night out on the town. The girl's saying she wants to go to Cipriani's. Jacqueline doesn't want to go to Cipriani's because Danielle wants to go to Cipriani's, and so they don't go to Cipriani's, they go somewhere else. All in the effort to avoid poor little Danielle, in case she were to show up like a little stray dog wanting to just hang out with her girls. Well, her one girl. Again, I don't ever want to be anywhere that I'm not invited. You know what I mean? I'll miss every invite. It's okay. Like, don't feel pressured to invite me because I'd rather just not be invited and stay home. I'll never be like going somewhere that I wasn't invited, It makes me so awkward. So the girls are out. They're at the Club 1, having drinks, whatever. All we really get here is just talking heads that clearly say, Dina has a problem with Danielle. Danielle has a problem with Dina. And Jacqueline just wishes that they would all handle it and leave her out of it. She definitely wants to remain neutral, which is tough in situations like this when essentially two people are kind of fighting over you. Dina says that Jacqueline and her have been like best girlfriends and sister-in-laws for like 10 plus years. And then Danielle has shown up and things have gotten a little rocky. So take that for what you will. We end the episode with a little collage of clips from next week. Teresa is spending more money than she has. Danielle is dating a 25-year-old, and honestly, he looks like 45, so don't know what's going on with that. Miss Gia is auditioning for a role with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, for a movie. And that is it for episode number 1, you guys. Now listen to me, okay? I know this was kind of boring. I hate season premieres of shows because it's so just about introducing each cast member, letting you know the dynamics, kind of giving you a taste of what's ahead, what battles are ahead, kind of letting you see alliances and just the general groove of everyone. Going forward, we will be doing 2 episodes of Housewives per Cheeky Couch episode. I only wanted to do 1 for this introduction episode because it's a lot to explain and kind of, talk about all the dynamics. Then going forward, it just kind of rolls easier once we've established all the characters. It goes a lot faster. So next Saturday, we will have episode 2 and 3 of Jersey Housewives. Now, there's only 10 episodes in the first season, so we're going to burn through this one pretty quickly, which thank God, because then it starts to get like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I know this may have been a bit of a boring episode, but I hope you still had fun, and please hang in there with me because we are ready for some rocky times. And I have so many opinions. I just didn't want to spill them yet in case there are any people who are just watching Housewives for the first time with us, like through Cheeky Couch. But I have a lot to say, and I cannot wait. We have so much to get into, so don't give up on me. Tomorrow we will be doing Real Housewives of Orange County, the first episode of season 1, and I'm really excited about that. I'm actually filming it tonight because tomorrow is one of my best friend's birthday, so I have to go to her birthday gathering. And we also possibly might be adopting another kitty tomorrow. We'll see. We've just had our 3 since they were babies, but there's this one that just is not getting adopted at the animal orphanage or rescue center or whatever they call it, and I just keep seeing her picture pop up and no one has claimed her yet. So we're going to go and just, see how she is and talk on how she does with other cats. And, obviously priority number 1 is making sure our kitties are safe and sound. But she's an older cat. No one's claiming her. She's been there for so long and they want to find her a home. So we're going to see if it can work. I'm really excited about that. I will keep you guys updated if we do get her tomorrow. Actually, she'll be living in this room because, to acclimate them slowly to meeting each other, she needs her own little space. But yeah, you guys, thank you for watching today and thank you for listening if you are listening on the podcast. By the way, if you like this microphone, it is called the HyperX Cast. I will link it down below. I got it on Amazon. It's a little over $100, but it's definitely the nicest microphone I've ever used. And it's really simple, really easy to use. I plug it right into my laptop. Pretty good. I use it with GarageBand on the MacBook. But yeah, you guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I do want to say I was going through the comments and YouTube's doing this really cool thing now where it highlights people who are subscribed to you in your comments. I think 80% of the people who I see in my comments all the time are not subscribed. So please check your subscriptions. I would so appreciate it. I feel like all the faces who continuously watch me and talk to me aren't even subscribed, and I'm not sure if they know that. So just check and make sure you're subscribed. Also, I would really appreciate any ratings on Apple Podcast. That would really mean a lot to me. Thank you. I will link it down below. I love you guys, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.